Talent Studio, baby. We getting it in.
We gotta do all we can do by setting precedents, musically providing you the nature of our elements. One more time though, cause it could be more than five.
A little bit more faster.
Yeah. You know what? Can you take that delay though off of the voice, off of the vocal, whatever that reverb is, or that it's like a little delay.
Hold on.
1 2 1 2. I just need it real dry, so I can just hear it. You know what I mean?
Like that.
1 2 1 2 1 2. We gotta do all we can do by setting precedents.
Cool.
We gotta do all we can do by setting precedents.
You hear it back or no?
1 2 1 2. I still hear it a little bit.
Okay, hold on.
1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. That's good. Yeah.
Right here. And Mike, why don't you let everyone know what your name is?
I go by the name of TD. Came from, I'm from the streets. I'm a hood cat, you know what I mean, first and foremost. You know what I mean, keep it real. They used to call me Trips, you know what I mean? The Breezes used to call me a dog at times, you know what I mean? So like one time some girl told me, hey, Trips is a dog, you know what I mean? That fool be playing around with all, you know what I mean? You be acting a fool, you know what I mean? Doing what I do, you know what I mean? Getting in where I fit in, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I kind of put them together and we acting up, like, hey, where's Trips Dog the fool at? You know what I mean? So it kind of came like that. And, Snoop was coming around and like that stuff, so I felt that I was kind of biting off the same plate by throwing the dog in the middle, you know what I mean? So I just shortened it, abbreviated it, TD, you know what I mean? G-Style Records, that's where I'm at. What's up?
What's your position on the G-Style Records company? What are you?
Okay, you can say I'm CEO, you know what I mean? Like I said, I can say that, but I don't like to say that because it ain't just me. A lot of the cats that are, helping this boat stay afloat and stuff, so you know what I mean? I gotta give credit to what credit's due. You know what I mean? I ain't just one man moving the ship, you know what I mean? There's a lot of cats that are holding their own weight and doing what they do to get us to where we're at right now, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna say I'm an MC, I'm an engineer, I make beats. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do what we can do.
We gotta do all we can do by setting precedents, musically providing you the nature of our element. Whether on stage, freeways, or on the internet, you can hear us loud, just nod your head and represent. Nod your head and represent. Element. Whether on stage, freeways, or on the internet, you can hear us loud, just nod your head and represent. Nod your head and represent.
Ooh, who's gonna be first up to bat? Who's gonna be first up to bat? Yeah. Live in the lab.
We gotta do all we can do by setting precedents, musically providing you the nature of our element. Whether on stage.
Another question real quick.
Yeah.
The music that influenced you. What type of music, what was the music that influenced you, how you make music today?
It's kind of crazy because, you really understood where I came from musically. I came from a musical family. I pull from Motown, R&B, soulful music, you know what I'm saying? Like real lyrical, touchful music, you know what I'm saying? That's what really honestly put me on. It's kind of awkward to say, you know what I mean? Because at the same time, my first album that I got, 4 years old, you know what I mean? They shot me a Thriller, you know what I mean?
That's right.
And that was really my first introduction to I like music. This is what I like. And then it goes back to Tinker Toys, you know what I'm saying? Old school Tinker Toys. You know what I mean? Me and my brothers and sisters used to put together band sets, a drum, have my sister on that, you know what I mean? Me and my brother would swap with the guitar and make Jackson 5 songs, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of coincidental, you know what I mean? He happened to pass, but at the same time, that was my past, liking and enjoying music, That's TD right there, music. That's where I came from, my background. It stands out, at least to me, So
yeah.
I say Motown.
What was your first hip-hop influence?
It's kind of odd, my sister threw me onto some KRS-One, you know what I mean? And ever since then, I heard bits and pieces, but I'm really a West Coast cat, you know what I mean? I gotta say, NWA set the real, raw standard for me, to the point where, I was already, like I said, I was a hood cat, you know what I mean? came from the street, so like, you know, I was always on the bottom looking up, trying to get that lifestyle, you know what I mean? So I felt where they were coming from. I was into it because I felt where they came from and what the picture they painted.
You understood.
I felt the pain, you know what I mean? I felt that hurt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and so happened that Eazy-E's mom's or whatnot, he had a crib around the way from the spot I lived in, you know what I mean? Norwalk, you know what I mean? 90650, you know what I mean? Like Bone Thugs, Snoop, you know, Pac, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of, I mean, that's where I pull from when it comes to like, you know, when I sit back and get into my mojo when it comes into hip hop, you know, I sit there and West Coast it, you know what I mean? I sit there and post, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, East Coast developed the sound that we're spitting now, it just evolved into what we're doing, you know what I mean? But, you know, I gotta give credit to where credit's due, like I always say, you know, but at the same time, you know, where I pull from, TD the Fool, you know what I mean? To all you peoples out there, you know what I mean? It's a lot of West Coast music. I'm throwing it out there like that, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm doing me. When you see it for what it is, you're gonna see it for what it is. TD the Fool, G-Style Records, you know what I mean? We're off the chain.
All right, TD, got a third question for you. What do you got in store for the people in the year 2010 from G-Style Records?
A lot of tracks done in a short amount of time. Dope tracks, you know what I mean? And you guys are gonna scope them in a minute, but you know, right now we're pushing for the Masses Volume 1. You know what I mean? A little CD, some clever cats put together to do what we do. You know what I mean? For the Masses Volume 1. E-Weezy did the graphics on this one. You know what I mean? My boy Ewok. But check out the music. You know what I'm saying? G-Style Records. Oh, MySpace. / G-Style Records 1212, you know what I'm saying? Scope that out. Let me know what you think, you know what I mean? Because it's for the fans, you know what I mean? It's why we do it, G-Style Records, you know what I'm saying? But be on the lookout for this 2010, the year we made contact, you know what I mean? That's going to be off the chain. You know, Alpha Red jumped on that one. You know what I mean? As a collective, we're all doing it. As a staff, we're doing it. Data, Ewok, Diamond Lane, TD the Fool, you know who I am and shit, you know what I'm saying? And fucking Mr. Ism and shit. You know what I'm saying? We doing it big, so be on the lookout. What's poppin'?
All right, TD. Fourth question is,
What's up?
how did G-Style? What was the evolution of G-Style Records, man? Can you break that down real quick?
Shit, dude, started off on a dream and shit. I woke up one day and it wasn't even like a nightmare and shit. It was just like, you know, like an epiphany. Like, you know, I woke up like, I want to do this. I mean, I could rhyme, but you know, my partners, they were into some other shit, you know what I mean? I was trying to do me, and you know, this is the only way I can express myself without having nobody put me on the shelf or whatnot, you know what I mean? Or trust somebody that knew what they were doing, and you know, me being not knowing what's up, you know what I mean? Took an advantage of, you know what I mean? So that was my way of thinking at first, you know what I mean? So I started putting together gear, trying to establish a studio, you know what I'm saying, somewhat, or I'd have to come out of the pocket and, you know, get ripped off, you know what I'm saying, by the next cat that knew what he was doing. But, you know, and it started happening. My brother met my boy Corey right here, and then E-Weezy, you know, it all came full circle, you know what I mean? Diamond Lane came in the picture, Data came into the picture, Alpha Red came into the picture, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's a whole, it's not just me, you know what I mean? Like I've been saying in the interviews and shit, it's not like, I don't want to put emphasis on CEO because it's not a face behind the scenes, you know, that's running shit. It's more of a team collective and shit. Everybody does something to hold this boat afloat and shit, so it's everybody right here, you know? This is G-Style Records and shit.
So you pretty much started off on a dream then, right? You just envisioned a record company and you did it.
I think everything starts off as a dream, G, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and that's to people that are gonna do it, and people that dream about it, just dream about it, you know what I mean? And I choose to be about it, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it really is. Like, you know, I ran into some talented cats, and you know, me personally, I felt like I had to really step it up and really like do me, you know what I mean? Because everybody was just looking at me like, what does this guy got to bring to the table besides gear, you know what I mean? So I really like feel like I do what I do for the love of it at the same time, because I choose to mess with these talented cats, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it is what it is, you know what I mean? So, you know, as long as we do what we do, you know, we do what we do. You'll be hearing what we do and shit, so scope it out. G-Style Records, that's how it was, that's how it is, you know what I mean? So be on the lookout.
I think that was it. What do you think, Tommy? Yeah, I think so.
That might have been it.